We are in a significant period of volatility right now. We are less than 24 hours away from the Bitcoin halving. Has that been built into the price of the market? I think so. We've got volatility on the worldwide stage, kind of political turmoil, Israel, Iran, other factors, China, all these other different forces. And the question we're all asking ourselves, at least the one I'm asking myself, is how do I continue to make a lot of money in crypto? How do I protect myself? How do I take advantage of the opportunities? So that's what I want to talk to you about in this video. I got a specific analyst, Michael Vanderpope, huge fan of his. And I'm going to show you something that he's saying, but I'm also going to take that and we're going to apply it to how you can A, protect yourself in crypto, and B, set yourself up for success. How you can become a crypto 10,000-aire, a crypto 100,000-aire, a crypto millionaire, depending upon where you're at on that spectrum. So if you're interested in that, links in the description below to everything I'm going to be talking to you about, but also there's a like button, there's a subscribe button down there. Please hit those and let's get into this. Okay. So Michael Vanderpope is calling the bottom as he sees it for Bitcoin and the price. And so even if you don't own Bitcoin, this is still relevant to you because we're going to talk about this in the context of how it impacts every single crypto coin or token you own. Okay. And how you can set yourself up for success here. Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's look at what he says. So what Michael Vanderpope is talking about, let me go right here. He's saying that in the next months after the Bitcoin halving event, we could see the bottom for Bitcoin go to approximately 51 on the high to say about 45,000. So what he's saying is we could see Bitcoin drop from the current price of where it's at now of 65,000 all the way down to, again, per his numbers, the low is 45,000. Okay, so let's call that. Let's say the low could be 45,000. So we could see a $20,000 swing for Bitcoin down to that low. So now how can we take that information and how can we apply it to ourselves and how can we use it to, quite frankly, A, again, protect ourselves, and B, make money in this. Okay. So here's what I've done. I am exiting out of a lot of my short-term trades. Now I have a long-term bag. I have, where I own stuff and I've bought it years ago and I own it for the long term. And I'm not really applying or talking about that because to me, those bags are time proof. I'm expecting to sell those bags years down the road and make money from them. So I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about more of maybe short to midterm trades. So this would be any and all altcoins that maybe you've gotten into and you're not, again, owning them and expecting to sell a year, 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 from now. Okay. So with that, one thing I've started doing is I've started exiting a lot of my short to midterm trades, and I'm exiting and I'm falling back to a cash position, basically stable coins, USDT. Why am I doing that? I see risk in the market. Remember what Michael Vanderpope said, we could see Bitcoin go down to that $45,000 range. Well, I don't want to ride the market down, right? I don't want to. So what I'm starting to do is come out of those positions and come back to a cash position, a stablecoin position, so that when I see opportunities, I can buy back in, but I'm not going to ride the market down. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, have you done the same? Have you thought about doing the same? So that's part of how we can take this information and apply it to our holdings and go and basically make profits there. And more importantly, protect ourselves, protect our investments. That's number one. Number two, what do we do per this information if we do see Bitcoin slide to that $45,000 range? Okay. If that is in fact the bottom, per what Michael Vanderpope has said, and there are other analysts out there that are similar to him in caliber, right, and in their technical analysis expertise, saying very similar numbers. Okay, if we do see Bitcoin consolidate down to say that $45,000 range, how do we then take advantage of that? Well, remember, we've pulled back our short midterm trades to a cash position. Now we have cash. Now we have an opportunity to buy in. And so if we see Bitcoin go because if Bitcoin goes to 45,000, it's going to pull down all the major altcoins, all the major cryptos, everything from, the blue chips all the way to meme coins. It will pull the market down. It simply will. If you don't believe that, you need to do some research, because where Bitcoin goes, the rest shall and do follow. Okay. That's it. So if you're pulling back to a cash position in your short-term, midterm kind of trade, the money that you have tied up in those, if you pull back to a cash position, now you're cash. Now you can wait and not ride the market down from say 65,000 to 45,000 in Bitcoin and ride Cardano down and ride it, all these other ones that you may be in from that standpoint, then you got cash to buy in at the bottom. You got cash to buy in when it does hit. Because here's the final thing I want to leave you with and I want to remind you of. Historically, if you go back and look at every single previous Bitcoin halving cycle, what happens? Approximately 5 to 6 months after the Bitcoin halving event, Bitcoin takes off, Bitcoin moves, and and the market goes. In the previous 2020 cycle, we saw Bitcoin go from $11,000, and it started about 5 to 6 months after the halving event in 2020. It went from $11,000 to north of $67,000. That was the run, okay? That same period is set to start for us in September, October of 2024, okay? So final thought. If we believe that Bitcoin has the potential to go from 65 to 45, we got a $20,000 move down. It's going to pull down all the others. If we pull back to a USDT or a stablecoin position, now we have cash reserves so that we can buy in if and when the bottom does come into play. And we can also be cash rich or cash position to become a crypto millionaire, a crypto 10,000-aire, a crypto 100,000-aire, depending upon where you're on the spectrum, when that Bitcoin and all of crypto market bull run starts in when? September, October of this year. It's as simple as that, guys. That's really what it comes down to. Okay. So hopefully you got some value out of this. I appreciate you if you did. There's links in the description below to some things I want you to check out. One of them is Margex, one of the best leverage trading platform out there. There's a link down there that if you use my referral link, you get a 20% deposit bonus. Yep, you heard me right. So if you make a deposit, you get a 20% above and beyond that to help you cover fees and things like that. But I also want to point at this. This is inside of the account when you get in there, and it's free. You can do copy trading where you can copy proven traders on autopilot in one click. And look at some of these returns: 2,043% ROE, 1,285% ROE. These are people you just press the follow button. You're following them, and you can start to do trading along behind them and just follow their trades. So that's pretty cool, and something that I think is it's really, really awesome. So check it out. Links in the description below. So sign up with Margex. No KYC, no VPN. You can use it anywhere in the world. All that. Give it a look. Also, down there in the description below, check out my trading indicator, X1 Algo. There's a 30-day, no questions asked, money back refund guarantee. And you can use my software to give you insight, knowing when, to buy and sell. Like this is the Bitcoin chart, and this is my software momentum down up. Notice how it gave a momentum down alert. It said, hey, get out of Bitcoin as an example, and don't take a 15% loss, right? That's what it's showing there in the red box. Okay, so that's what my software does. It takes those blinders off so that you know when to buy, when to sell any and all asset cryptos that you may want to trade. Okay, so this goes directly in line with the entire theme of the video, knowing when to buy and when to sell and lock in those profits. But more importantly, when do you sell so that you lock in those profits and you don't ride that market down or ride that crypto down in that period of bearish momentum. And we've got bearish momentum and bearish volatility and kind of consolidation volatility heading at us for the next 3, 4, 5 months. It's going to happen. Okay. So this is an asset, a tool that'll help you protect yourself, guide you. And again, links in the description below. There's 30-day, no questions asked. The software costs $1 a day if you use that code down there. And isn't $1 a day worth it to you to maybe give yourself that extra ability, extra insight, and extra protection in this crazy crypto market? All right. Thanks for giving me a few minutes. I'll see you. Have a good one. Take care.